Failure is not the opposite of success, it is a part of success. If you want to be successful, then you are supposed to face plenty of failures so that you can have that essence of success. With this beautiful thought, a very good morning to all my dear students. I hope you all are in good health. I, Shreya Jadhav, welcome you all to my channel. And today we are going to do English Grade 9, Chapter 2, The Sound of Music. And over here we have two parts, out of which today we are going to learn the first one, Evelyn Glennie, Dobre Kovli. So we will be learning about her. So let us know something about the story. God may have taken her earring, but He has given her back something extraordinary. What we hear, she feels far more deeply than any of us. That is why she expresses music so beautifully. This story account of a person who fought against a physical disability and made her life a successful story. So now let us go through the introduction for the answers. Dear students, whenever you write down your question answers, introduction is the first thing which you are supposed to write. This makes your answer look more presentable. So, prose name, The Sound of Music. Author's name, Deborah Cowley. Genre, story. Summary. This story account of a person who fought against a physical disability and made her life a successful story. So now let us start the reading and explanation of the chapter. So over here you can see that this chapter is divided into two parts, and today we are going to learn the first one, The Sound of Music. Evelyn Glennie listens to sound without hearing it. Rush hours crowd jostle for position on underground train platform. A slight girl, looking younger than her 17 years, was nervous yet excited as she felt the vibrations of approaching train. It was her first day at the prestigious Royal Academy of Music in London, and daunting enough for any teenager fresh from a Scottish farm. But this aspiring musician faced a bigger challenge than most. She was profoundly deaf. So, now over here in the first paragraph, the writer is expressing Evelyn, and the writer is trying to tell that this girl was standing on the platform and she was listening to the sound. Now it is mentioned over here that she was excited, but she was listening through which manner? Through the vibrations. Yes, she was listening. Listening over here means she was sensing and feeling the vibrations of what? Of the train which was approaching her. She was very nervous to go to the prestigious Royal Academy of Music, where in London. Now over here, any teenager of her age, 17 years old, yes, she might be really very astonished, nervous, excited, eager to go over there. Yes, but for this girl, it was a big challenging task. Why? Because she was profoundly deaf. Evelyn Glennie's lose her earring had been gradual. Her mother remembers noticing something was wrong when the 8-year-old Evelyn was waiting to play the piano. They called her name and she didn't move. I suddenly realized she hadn't heard, says Isabel, For quite a while, Evelyn managed to conceal her growing deafness from friends and teachers. But by the time she was 11, her marks has deteriorated and her headmistress urged her parents to take her to specialist. It was then discovered that her hearing was severely impaired as a result of gradual nerve damage. They were advised that she should be fitted with hearing aids and sent to school of for the deaf. Now, here in the second paragraph, we are talking about when Evelyn was 8 years old. At that time, when her parents told her to play piano, but she didn't reply. Why? Because she wasn't able to hear what her parents were trying to say. Somehow she was threatened and she was much more conscious about it. Till 11, she didn't told this that she was suffering from this sort of illness. But after 11, uh, when she was getting really less marks at that time, the headmistress requested her parents to take her to a specialist. And then afterwards, they have come to know that she was suffering from some sort of severe nervous damage. Yes, and because of that thing, they advised that she should be studying in a special school, and that is the school for deaf. Everything suddenly looked black, says Evelyn. But Evelyn was not going to give up. She was determined to lead a normal life and pursue her interest in music. One day, she noticed a girl playing a xylophone and decided that she wanted to play it too. Most of the teachers discouraged her, but percussionist Ron Forbes spotted her potential. He began by turning two large drums into different notes. Don't listen through your ears, he would say. Try to sense it some other way, says Evelyn. Suddenly, I realized I could feel the higher drum from the upper from waist up and the lower one from the waist down. Forbes repeated the exercise, and soon Evelyn discovered that she could sense a certain notes in different parts of her body. I had learned to open my mind and body to sounds and vibrations. The rest was sheer determination and hard work. So, what happened? Mostly when she had started developing the interest of playing the music, at that time she noted that one day one girl was playing xylophone. At that time, she also showed that she is also willing to play it. But somehow, most of the music teachers refused that and discouraged her that it is not possible for her to get that sound because she was deaf. And because of this thing, somehow there was one teacher known as Ron Forbes. He was the one who thought that she has potential. And at that time, he told that don't listen through your ears, but try to sense the music some other way. And suddenly, they realized that she could hear the higher notes from waist above and the lower notes from the lower waist or waist down. At that time, the teacher, yes, Ron Forbes, helped her a lot to repeat this same exercise. And soon she discovered that she could sense notes in different parts of her body, and she had learned to open her mind and body to the sounds and vibrations. The rest was all determination and hard work. She never looked back from that point onwards. She toured the United Kingdom with a youth orchestra And by the time she was 16, she had decided to make music her life. She auditioned for the Royal Academy of Music and scored one of the highest marks in the history of academy. She gradually moved from orchestral work to solo performances. At the end of her 3-year course, she had captured most of top awards. So now what happened, that it was the teacher who showed faith in her and who helped her to find her real way to reach the success. And after that, when she started working really very hard, she was very determined and hardworking girl. So there was a point of time when she started touring and having a youth orchestra, and she started playing in the United Kingdoms. By 16, she decided that she will pursue her career in music. And moreover to that, for her, now music is life. She auditioned for the Royal Academy of Music also, and at that time she scored the highest marks in the history of the academy. Slowly and gradually, she thought that now she would opt for solo performances, and at the end of her 3-year course, she received most of the top awards. And for all this, Evelyn won't accept any hint of heroic achievement. If you work hard and know where you are going, you will get there. And she got right to the top. The world's most sought after multi percussionist with a mastery of some 1,000 instruments and hectic international schedule. So, after a certain time duration, when she got plenty of awards, when she had learned how to play xylophone, yes, after that, she was a great personality, but still, she was really very down towards the earth. And moreover to that, she thinks that it is not a heroic achievement which they have done. If you work hard and you know that where you want to reach in life, this is all is what matters. And she got right to the top, and she is considered and has mastered some of 1,000 instruments with hectic international schedules. So she was working really very well, and once the fame reaches her, it was really easy for her to get through it. It is intriguing to watch Evelyn function so effortlessly without hearing. In our 2 hour discussion, she never missed a word. Men with bushy beard give me trouble, she laughed. Okay, so what she is trying to say over here, when the writer is trying to communicate with her at that time, she was effortlessly understanding each and every word, whatever the people were trying to say. She was able to get each and every word without even listening to it. And for 2 hours, she didn't miss a single word. But she laughed, and through her sign language, she said that men with bushy beard gives her a bit of trouble. Why? Because she usually used to lip read. Okay, and as the beard is there, then there might be a problem in no actually observing what the person is trying to say, because the sign language has been taught to them, the lip reading has been taught to them. So that she was laughing, and she was telling that these bushy beard men give her a bit of trouble because it becomes a little difficult for her to understand. She laughed. It is not just watching the lips, it is the whole face, especially the eyes. She speaks flawlessly with a Scottish lit. My speech is clear because I could hear till I was 7, she says. But that doesn't explain how she managed to learn French and master basic Japanese. So, what happened that she was only deaf, she was not dumb, she was able to say. So because of this thing, she tries to say that it is not only the lips which you are supposed to observe while lip reading, it is the whole face which tells you, and specifically the eyes which reflects plenty of things. It is said that eyes reflect what the mouth cannot say. So she speaks flawlessly in Scottish language. She has a very good way without any mistake or fault, because she tries to say that till 7 she was able to listen to all things, so it was easy for her to get what the people are trying to say, and her language pronunciation was also really good enough. But it was a bit difficult that how she had mastered French and basic Japanese, that after 7 years she was unable to listen, but still it is a bit of perpetual mindset for the people, that not only the Scottish language but also she has mastered the French as well as the basic Japanese language. As for music, she explains, it pours in through every part of my body. It tingles in the skin, my cheekbones, and even in my hair. When she plays the xylophone, she can sense the sound passing up the stick into her fingertips. By leaning against the drum, she can feel the resonance following into her body. On a wooden platform, she removes her shoes so that the vibration pass through her bare feet and up her legs. Now she is trying to explain over here that how she is able to play the music, and specifically the xylophone. Now it is something like this, that in her entire body she could sense the music, whether you take into consideration the skin, cheekbones, or even in her hair. And moreover to that, whenever there is no xylophone, she can sense each and every sound passing through the stick into her fingertips. She can listen or see, no she can feel all sort of vibrations over there. Moreover to that, she feels that her body is also swaying into those notes or sound which are being played up. Moreover to that, whenever she is performing specifically on the wooden platform, at that time she removes her shoes so that vibrations could pass through her bare feet and up her legs. Not surprisingly, Evelyn delights her audiences. In 1991, she was presented with Royal Philharmonic Society's prestigious Scholastic of the Year award. She says, Master percussionist James Blades, God may have taken her hearing, but he has given her back something extraordinary. What we hear, she feels far more deeply than any of us. That is why she expresses music so beautifully. That in one of the award ceremony, when she was being awarded as the best as best musician at that time, she told that no, it is probably that God have taken something which is really important, that is hearing, but still he has given something extraordinary her to her, and that is that people can hear the music but she can feel the music, and that is the reason that she is able to express music so beautifully and differently. Evelyn confesses that she is something of workaholic. I have just got to work, often harder than classical musicians, but the reward are enormous. Apart from the regular concerts, Evelyn also gives free concerts in prisons and hospitals. She also gives high priority to classes for young musicians. Anne Richlin of Beethoven Fund for Deaf Children says she is a shining inspiration for deaf children. They see that there is nowhere that they cannot go. So, over here, Evelyn is trying to confess something, that she is a sort of a workaholic person. She never likes to sit idle at one place. She is a girl who is so much motivated, enthusiastic, and energized that she always searches for work. And apart from that, she tries to say that she is supposed to work even more harder than the classical musicians, but she also says that the reward which she receives are even more greater than it. Moreover to that, from the regular concert, Evelyn also gives free concerts to the prisons and in the hospitals. And uh, she is working with one of the Beethoven Fund for the deaf children. And over there, the manager over there, she is trying to say that Evelyn is such an shining inspirational person for not only the common people but also for the deaf children. Why? Because they are so much inspired from her that if she is able to prove herself in this world, then they also have this potential to prove themselves. And she sets an example that they can stand anywhere in the world and anywhere in the competition. Evelyn Glennie has already accomplished more than most people twice her age. She has brought precaution to the front of the orchestra and demonstrated that it can be very moving. She has given inspiration to those who are handicapped, people who look to her and say, if she can do it, I can. And not the least, she has given enormous pleasure to millions. So over here, Evelyn is trying to put up no more energy and hard work than most of the people, and what she has accomplished, the success which she might have no got is even no enormous or twice of her age. She has achieved that much, and she has brought a really good stage for the other people. And moreover to that, she gives a big inspiration to the handicapped people who looking at her gets inspired, and they say, if Evelyn is able to do it, if she is able to achieve it, then we can also do it. And most of the things which is really important is she has given enormous pleasures to millions of people through her music. So, dear students, this is all about the chapter. So beautifully and so nicely, this girl Evelyn has achieved in her life plenty of things. She was suffering from complete deafness, but still she had that dedication, she had that willpower, she worked really very hard to reach up till this goal, which made her an extraordinary version of herself. So always remember that if you want to achieve something, hard work is the only alternative which can lead you towards the path of success. And never be afraid of working hard, because one day you will be rewarded very nicely. So I hope, dear students, that you have understood the first part of the story. Thank you for watching and have a nice day.